Today's video is going to be about hope for a parent that has an addicted son or daughter, grandchild, whatever, loved one. And every time that I talk to a parent over the last 31 years of helping people with addictions, I tell them it's a hopeful situation. Now, if you were to talk to any other, a rehab or whatever, they would say, if your son or daughter doesn't come here, they're going to die. Or, some other fear tactic would be employed. And that's to get you to sign up for the treatment. That's what that comes down to. So, what we want to do is completely avoid any fear-based coercion, because here's the reality. Your son or daughter has an alarmingly high chance of getting over this problem. I realize it doesn't seem that way. Now, if you've sent your kid to a whole bunch of rehabs already, they've actually lowered your child's chances of success. So what we need to do is reverse the mythology or a lot of the misinformation that they've filled your kid's head with. This idea that they're broken, or that they need support the rest of their lives, or that they're fragile, or that they can be triggered into use, or that they can't control themselves, or that they need to go to AA meetings or NA meetings for the rest of their lives, that they need a sponsor. All of these things are predicated on the idea that your son and or daughter can't control themselves. And that's fundamentally untrue. Every time they take a dose of drugs or substances of any kind, alcohol, they're choosing to do so because they think it's their best avenue to happiness. So we need to challenge that idea. They don't have a disease. They're not broken. They don't have a disease. This is important to understand. There is no loss of control. Now, I covered a lot of this in yesterday's video in more detail with all the statistics, so you can go there for that video. But I want you to know that this situation is completely and totally hopeful. Most likely they're going to get over the problem as time moves on. The question is, how much time and how much risk between now and when they decide to move on with their lives are they going to encounter? So what we do, what I do, what my team does, Stephen Slate, Michelle Dunbar, at our retreats, or Danny White at Freedom Model Private Instruction, is we show people that they can change now and that they can move on now. They don't have to wait for sort of the natural remission, as they call it, to happen. They don't have to outgrow their addiction over time. What they can do is get the proper information, the factual information, the proper research up front, so that they can make the decision now. They can challenge the benefits of their habit. They can challenge this idea that drugs are the only answer to their happiness. When you're getting high all the time and you're chasing that, you believe in your heart it's the only way. And our society constantly reinforces that. It's not true. Life is a very amazing experience where there's all kinds of things that can make you happy. And so we have, but when you're getting high all the time, your life becomes very myopic. That all the other options become pushed out because of this narrative that drugs are the most amazing experience of all. And they're really not. They're pretty mundane. And if you do it a lot, it becomes an exhausting, bad return on the investment activity. So I think that what I want to tell the parents out there is it's a hopeful situation. They don't have a disease. They don't have a loss of control. They are choosing this. And choices and preferences change with age and wisdom. So we need to provide them the information to make wise choices, to make choices that are more informed, right? Where they can decide for themselves what it is they want for their lives. And people are resilient too. They'll get through this, and they'll want to change if they're provided a way that makes sense. And so that's what we do. So I just want to, I want you to be filled with hope. And if you have any questions or you want to talk with me directly, you can call me at 888-424-2626 or go to thefreedommodel.org and email us if you want to. There's an email address, info@thefreedommodel.org. Or just call Carla at that number. She usually answers the phone. And we'll get started. We'll get started on helping your son or daughter move on with their lives. After all, that's all parents want. They want their kids to be happy, healthy, and to move on and be successful, right? So that can happen. All right, take care.